This is the sixth Sunday of Easter, and I want to look briefly at the first reading of the Acts of the Apostles. But the sixth Sunday of Easter, bringing us to the end of Easter time. In the next few weeks we'll have some of our major feast days apart from Easter and Christmas, starting with the Ascension. This is Roger from MSC Mission Office, and you're with Mission Alive. In this reading from the Apostles, it shows us the first real crisis of the church. The difference between the Jewish followers and the Gentile followers, those who became Christians from the Gentile world, the pagans. And they come from a different culture, different customs, different law. So the crisis is, what law do we follow? Now, some in this reading were from the Jewish community and rather strict, and they wanted these other Gentile Christians to follow the Jewish law. And Paul particularly and Barnabas opposed this and said, no, they're not bound by the Jewish law. They're bound by Christ and the Holy Spirit. So some people came up from Jerusalem and preached the other line, that they have to be circumcised and follow the law of the Jews, and this caused a lot of confusion amongst the Gentile Christians. So what happens next? Through the reading we have things like words like disagreement, long argument, so difference of opinion, long argument, different sides of the story. And then Paul and Barnabas, with others, not just themselves, went up to Jerusalem to consult the apostles and the elders. They went through the right channel. They went to those who knew more, understood more, whose experience was greater, and who had already some kind of authority, some leadership within the whole Christian community. And these conferred, and there were delegates, and the apostles and the elders sent delegates back, and they concurred with what Paul and Barnabas were saying. So there was a consensus, there was decision. And these went back to communicate this to the others, the Gentile Christians. So they sent a letter, which is something of a directive, if you like, an instruction, a guideline. And they had unanimously decided under the guidance of the Holy Spirit. So it was a unanimous decision. So they said the essentials were not to burden people with things that were unnecessary. And these they considered that following the whole Jewish custom and law and tradition was unnecessary because of the Holy Spirit and Jesus. It was a new time, a new belief. So they said the essentials are, you have to abstain from food sacrificed to idols, from blood and the meat of strangled animals. So this all entailed worship of idols. So that was out. And this word fornication. Now that doesn't just mean fornication in the ordinary sense that we understand it. It specifically meant what they had in some of these other pagan religions and rituals was ritual prostitution. So that was so anything to do with these pagan other types of religious worships and ritual was forbidden. That was all. And apart from that, then live under the law of the Spirit of God, the Spirit of Jesus Christ. Now this what we call today the exercise of dialogue is what all this is about. And dialogue, even though we call it that now, and actually the word dialogue means two words, and I've said before on this program, two words is I speak, and I speak the truth as best I know it, and the other person or the other party speaks and I listen. So speaking and listening, speaking truthfully, listening attentively. This is what it's all about. So these two parties, there was a problem arose. And it was a pretty basic problem, pretty key. The following of Jesus sprang from the Jewish world. So do we follow the Jewish law and custom, or are we now free from that? And Paul very definitely said, no, those of Greek and Gentile origin are not bound by the Jewish world. So it was a key moment in the work of the life of the church and the mission of the church. And because Paul had that insight, and the elders and the apostles concurred with that, then that mission went ahead. And that was vital to the mission of the church. So this is mission alive. The mission is still alive because we live in a world of many cultures, many languages, many beliefs. So the work of dialogue, listening and speaking the truth, is very key to our mission. Thank you for being with us.